Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for stopping by. The purpose of this video is I'm going to show some records that I found really cheap, $1 or two in various places. Some from September, October, November. So I wanted to share some of the things that you can still find sometimes in the 99-cent bins or clearance sections. I mean, it doesn't hurt to look once in a while. But before I begin, I wanted to ask a question just to get an idea. See if this question makes sense. Are there bands that you're like, you know what, I don't mind owning them all on CD. CD is good for me. Or do you go, I want to get all their albums, but vinyl records? Sometimes I do that. One band that I noticed that I collect more on CD, an example, The Cure. I've been buying a lot of CDs. Buying their albums on CDs. Now, I do have a few LPs, but I've been really enjoying buying certain bands on CD. Tears for Fears is another one that I don't mind collecting the CDs. But just anyway, just curious if anyone would share their thoughts. Do you look at it that way, or do you go, whatever is cheaper, if I can get it on vinyl, I'll get it, if I can get it on CD? And then sometimes I don't even stick to that rule. It's just whatever I see, I go, hey, it's $1, I'll get it. But anyway, I got this nice little haul here that I want to share. Yes, there are probably some that I really didn't need, but sometimes I'm like, I just cannot leave a Moody Blues album behind. I just can't. And if it's $1 and in very good shape. And some of them, like, whenever I look through these bins, I always look to see sometimes in the clearance section, what's the first record? Like, I'll give you an example. Like, say if it's a used, there are used. Say if it's a Pete Townsend or a Who album, I'm going to use them, and it's $1. Chances are I'll look through that stack behind them and go, whoa, jackpot, there are some other good ones. Sometimes it works out for me that way. Other times it doesn't. But just a little tip so I, don't go and spend the rest of the time, which I have, just looking through every 99-cent records. Can't do that much anymore. The knees start hurting, the back. People walk on me, don't even see me. The rudeness of folks, huh? Well, anyway, let me go ahead and begin. Here's one that I was really glad to find. A band that I almost thought about just collecting them on CD, but I said, hey, I found it. Men at Work, Business as Usual. I love this album. Every song on here, in my opinion, from beginning to end, is so good. This band rocks. They're very talented, creates a lot of different, types, not types, but there's just different things or elements to a lot of the songs, especially the song Down Under. It's got a lot of different types of, elements of music, instrumentation, something. So I'm trying to get something, but anyway, here's the back cover. I did have to do some doctoring here and give it some little tape action, but other than that, this album played great. I listened to it today, and so good. This one, I didn't have this. I have the CD of this, but here's another example. Camel, the Snow Goose. I found this really nice copy. It's kind of a faded cover. Here's the label. It's that old school, what is that record? Oh, Genres Records. It sounds really good. Really good. For $1, yeah. This next artist, I looked them up. Do you ever do that? Look them up? I was like, Max Carl. I looked up this artist and I said, this album, I like the album cover. I don't know, it looks like a scene. Is this California somewhere maybe? But I looked at it and this is interesting. This is the cover, and then to look at the back cover, you have to turn it this way. But this guy's a really good guitar player. So when I found it, I looked him up, and it's hard rock or AOR rock. And it really has some real good songs on here, like The Lion Kills the Sparrow, The Circle, A Cold Shot. So I was glad to grab it. Really good spin. Good sounding record. I found the double LP of Joni Mitchell. I never can remember. Okay, Miles of Owls. Miles of Owls. Hopefully I said that. It's pretty rough, but I think I can clean it up pretty good. And I don't mind crackle and pop, but I always thought it was cool. The feet right here, I think that's Joni Mitchell's feet, but I could be wrong. But anyway, double album. Glad to have, like I said, happy to find it on Elektra Records. Some of the reissues of the albums that they're doing, I have a few of them. They sound really good. But that one right there for about a couple of bucks, that works for me. Been in the mood of listening to one of my favorite singer-songwriters, artists. And I heard his music through my mother. My mother had a couple of his albums. And that's Johnny Rivers. This is Rewind. I love this record. I love his voice. I always thought he had a really good voice. If there was someone that I could sing like, I would be cool if I could sing like Johnny Rivers. It's in really, really nice shape. It has him doing Baby I Need Your Lovin', The Track of My Tears. I love his cover version of those songs. They're so good. The album ends with a really good song that I like called Sidewalk Song / 27th Street. Don't know the story about that, but I like the title. Great way to end this album. It's really, really good. Next, I finally found a nice copy of a Joan Arm. I can never say her right. Well, anyway, I'll just show the record. Usually I find her records and they're not in very good shape. But for a buck, this one was in really, really good shape. Walk Under Ladders. I like her songs. I like her music. I listen to her on Spotify. I used to think her name was Armstrong, but it's not. But anyway, found one of her records on A&M Records. Like that. This is the record that I saw in front, and I said, there's got to be some other good ones, and there were. Did I need it? No. I got the Ringwear edition of Kiss Alive for a buck. Double LP. Both records are in there. No, the booklet's not in it, but it's pretty rough. But I think it'll play fine. I love hearing the Alive. Even though we heard the story, it's not totally live. That's cool, whatever. I still love it. I consider it a live album. I really love to hear the side 3, which has Watching You, 100,000 Years, and Black Diamond. Black Diamond's got to be one of my favorite songs by Kiss. And I've always liked side 4. Side 4 was always that go-to side for me when I was young. Still is. Kiss Alive, $1 plus tax. Did I need it? No, but this was in good shape. The Moody Blues, Question of Balance. I love the artwork on this. This is saying a lot. It's in really, really nice shape. I believe the song that was a really good hit off of here was Question. Another one, And the Tide Rushes In, is a good one. I've always liked, and I think I remember seeing him do this live, but I could be wrong. Back in 85, 86, when I saw the Moody Blues with The Fix, I want to say that they did do that song, Melancholy Man, which is really a good song. It is a gatefold. Just a big fan. I've always loved their production and the sound of their records. They always sound like that beautiful sound coming from some inside of a dark cave. And it just comes out and it's real good. This one has, which you don't really find very much and with it is the lyric poster, and it's in really good shape. I think I have a few other copies, and they don't even have this inside. But yeah, really, really good album. I like this album. The last one is what you would say, folks out there, Guilty Pleasure. I've always liked this song. So I looked at the back of the record, you know, the title, and I was like, wow, whoa, I didn't know all that. But I got Frida, Something's Going On. Why not? I love the song Something's Going On. It has that production sound that reminds me of the album, the self-titled Genesis album that has Mama, Shape. What's that song? Shape and That's All. No, That's All. That's what it's called. Sorry. That's All. And wouldn't you know it? And this explains why it sounds like that. This album is produced by Phil Collins and Hugh Padgham. Produced by Phil Collins and assisted by Hugh Padgham, who did a lot of the Genesis album. That guy did a lot of albums. So that's why that song has that sound. It's a really, I love this song. And then it has other songs on here like Russ Ballard. I Know There's Something Going On. But it also has her doing Rod Argent song, Baby Don't You Cry No More, a Brian Ferry song, The Way You Do, a Phil Collins song, You Know What I Mean. So yeah, really good record. Happy to have it. And really nice shape too. So there it is, folks. Doesn't hurt once in a while to check out the 99-cent bins. I always tell myself, don't go over there, don't go over there. But sometimes I like to find cheap music and enjoy it. And it just brings back a lot of memories, a lot of these records when I listen to them again. Like whenever I hear Kiss Alive, I'll never forget the guy. I don't remember his name, but when I was going to school in Houston, Texas, elementary, I met a friend and we were hanging out. And he says, you want to hear some music? I said, sure. And he pulled out Kiss Alive. I didn't know what to expect. And I was like, can you play it again? And we listened to that album for hours and hours, had lots of fun, ended up hanging out, wearing out my welcome. Sometimes I do that, folks. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you all. Drop me a comment, and I'll see you on the next video. And before I forget, everyone have a blessed Thanksgiving holiday. Take care, folks.